All right, so quickly just talking about the 49ers versus the Buffalo Bills type of game, kind of give you guys my reaction for this now. I'm going to give you the positives and the negatives, at least from the Bills standpoint, because I am a Bills fan, so I want to talk about the Bills real quick. I am going to dive deep into the 49ers and how I felt, how about they played. But let's just hop straight into the Buffalo Bills real quick, guys. The Bills won this game. This was probably the first time this was the first time maybe since Seattle. I don't even think then. I'll say this. This is the first time since the Jets game in week 1 where you actually felt like no matter what the Jets did, you knew that Buffalo controlled the game. This was the first game since week 1 where Buffalo controlled the majority of the game and you did not feel worried whatsoever that they were going to come back and win that football game. The Buffalo Bills finally did something that I have been complaining about forever, and that is that is not letting a team control the third quarter. How many times have I come up here and make a video, and the first thing that comes out my mouth is the Bills shitting themselves in the third quarter? How many times do I have to come up there, and I know people say, man, you got to chill out, man, the Bills won and stuff like that. And I said, well, no, I'm not going to chill until we fix the third quarter, until we fix our problems in the second half, because for some reason we continue to dominate teams in the first half, and then the second half comes, we show lack of creativity, we show lack of adjustments, undisciplined, turnovers, penalties all over the place. We cost ourselves more than when the team beat us. And we've seen games like the Cardinals game that cost us in that way because of how we started off in the second half. The Buffalo Bills today, even though the 49ers scored 10 points, which again, the Buffalo Bills have allowed the most points in the third quarter. So I'm not happy that we allowed 10 points in the third quarter. However, it's not like the Bills got outplayed. They didn't get dominated. They did not get outplayed in the third quarter. The Bills matched the 49ers how they did in the third quarter. And again, it would be nice if the Bills could dominate a football team for 4 quarters. However, the Buffalo Bills were up 17-7 in the third quarter. They didn't let the intensity go down as much as we normally would see them do. They actually were toe-to-toe with the 49ers, if not better than the 49ers in the third quarter. Because remember, the 49ers didn't score a touchdown until 26 seconds left in the third quarter. So for the most part, the Bills controlled the third quarter. And it sealed their win after that. The fourth quarter goes, the Buffalo Bills once again did a great job of not letting the 49ers outplay them. The Bills and the 49ers kind of matched that intensity again in the fourth quarter, but I wasn't scared for a second that the 49ers were going to win this football game. And it's actually kind of sad for me, at least, because I couldn't really enjoy this football game. I couldn't enjoy it because I was waiting for the Bills to fuck up. I was literally sitting there and I'm waiting for the Bills to mess up. And that's not a bad thing or anything like that. But what I saw, well, actually it is a bad thing. But based off what I saw for the entirety of the season, I can't get excited when the Bills have big leads. They were up 27-10 at one point, and I wasn't excited. I was like, when are the Bills going to fuck up? When are the Bills going to cost themselves and allow this 49er team to get back in the football game? And it wasn't until the last 3 minutes of the game where I actually felt really confident that the Buffalo Bills were going to take it. I actually felt I could relax a little bit now. I had a feeling the Bills were going to come out and win this game, but how are they going to do it? Well, the 49ers are going to come back and make it a one-possession type of game. We've normally seen these games. So I am happy that finally the third and the fourth quarter were matched equally. The Bills did not get dominated one quarter in this game. This was the closest thing to a complete game I think I have ever seen the Buffalo Bills play. So I'm happy about that standpoint. I loved how Josh Allen played today. I mean, he was 32 for 40. I think he completed over 78% of his passes. Josh Allen was he completed 80% of his passes. Josh Allen was extremely efficient today. And I'm actually kind of shocked because last week the Chargers have a very, very similar defense of type of scheme that the 49ers do. And the 49ers, for the most part, primarily played zone. They had a few man-to-man coverage concepts, but for the most part, the 49ers are a zone coverage team. And the Bills, and again, the Bills didn't play great last week. Stephon Diggs had 39 yards because he couldn't really get open. The Chargers did a great job in the back end of playing zone, but really letting Stephon Diggs underneath, but not really giving him a lot of breathing room. You were able to see in zone coverage that we pretty much did whatever the hell we wanted to do. We ran crossing routes, we ran drag routes, we ran zag routes. I mean, we ran some inside posts. We ran almost every route tree you could potentially think of this game, and we were able to pretty much be really, really good in almost every scenario. I mean, we ran a lot of crossing routes, and the 49ers had no answer. The 49ers had no answer at all to the crossing route in this game, and I was completely shocked by that. You were able to see Stephon Diggs have success. Cole Beasley had one hell of a game, proving why he's the best slot receiver in the game right now. Gabriel Davis was able to make some plays. You able to see Gab Davis with Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley playing good, how it opens opportunities up for guys like Dawson Knox and Gabriel Davis. I thought the Bills passing offense, which was consistent the entire game. They were consistent the entire game. I was shocked by that because normally you would see the Bills play great in the first half, slow down in the third quarter, and then kind of pick it up in the fourth in their passing attack. And that's normally when they're on. That's normally when their offense is on. They were consistent the entire game in the passing attack. So I was extremely happy about that. I was so happy about Josh Allen's play. Now, he did have some fumbles that, again, we talk about the fumbling issues. He needs to work on that. But, Josh Allen, for the most part, had an efficient game, 4 touchdowns, 80% of his passes, and he did it on primetime. We talk about the Buffalo Bills not playing well on primetime. The Bills won a Monday Night Football game with Josh Allen playing one of his best games of the year. So I was extremely happy about that effort. The defense was kind of an up and down performance, but I will say this, on goal line situations and red zone situations where it really mattered the most, the Bills came up and did their job. They had a goal line stop, and this is before Zach Moss fumbled, but they had a goal line stop on a 4-and-out drive on the goal line against the 49ers. That was clutch. They had another 4-and-out on the red zone. I mean, the Bills were able to come up and make some very, very clutch plays where the 49ers had no points because, for some reason, the red zone, this Bills unit played pretty well in the most important situation. We understand that the 49ers, I think, had 3 red zone touchdowns in this game, but in the most important moments of the football game, the Buffalo Bills were able to come up and make stops. You talk about the Tre'Davious White interception where it was 34-17. If they would have scored that touchdown, who knows? It could have put the 49ers right back in the ball game. Tre'Davious White comes up, makes a very, very important interception. You talk about the Micah Hyde drive, and I think this is where Buffalo... I don't know if Buffalo scored on that drive, but before Micah Hyde got the interception. I think he did. I'm not too sure. But the Micah Hyde interception, which, it set Buffalo up. They should have got a fucking touchdown if it wasn't for the holding calls and the false start penalties. But they got points off the turnover. I mean, you just talk about some of the more important moments in this game, and Buffalo's defense were able to come up clutch. Now, is this the greatest defense in the world? Hell no. Is this a bad defense? It's not a bad defense, but it's a defense that can come up in the most important moments and can get the takeaways. They can get takeaways. And I think that's the most important moment. Sometimes it's not all about having the number 1 or number 2 or top 5 defense. Sometimes it's just all about having the takeaways. It's all about really being there in the clutchest moments of the football game and how big you're going to be during the game. And fortunately for the Buffalo Bills defense, literally since AJ Klein started playing well, we've seen it from this Buffalo Bills defensive unit. The first half, the 49ers kind of the first quarter, the 49ers gashed us. And then after that, the Bills played really well. This was another game where the 49ers, I believe, had less than 100 yards. Or maybe they barely did had 100 yards. But it was well below the average of how many rushing yards they gave up. The Bills played pretty well against the run. I got to be happy, and I'm happy about that. I'm not happy about how we were pressuring the quarterback today. I mean, we did not put a lot of pressure at all on Mullins, and especially because this is the banged-up 49ers offensive line. We got to do a lot. We got to do better, and I know we can do better, but we did not put any pressure. We barely put any pressure on Mullins. We got to do better in that aspect. But, yeah, besides that, I was really happy with today's performance. Can they keep it up against the Pittsburgh Steelers? Well, hell, they just lost to the Washington football team. And so, anything is possible. I think this now kind of opens up the doors. And they play Pittsburgh at home, too. And we've seen that Steelers offensive unit kind of struggle. So I think that with this win, it opens up endless possibilities. You have 9 and plus you have 9 wins. Plus you needed this because Miami just won. And if you would have lost, you would have been, even though Buffalo still would have had the head-to-head, still you don't want to be tied up with the Miami Dolphins as far as their record. You don't want to do that. So very, very crucial win. The Bills got it. Most importantly, this was a game that they were supposed to win. On paper, this was a game that you were supposed to win. The 49ers, you saw they had a shot. Half their team is watching the football game from the nosebleeds. They're watching the game from the box. This was a game that we were supposed to win, and this was a game that you had no business letting San Francisco in this football game. And Buffalo did a great job for the first time, did a great job of just taking care of business, finishing a team off. And when the 49ers scored their last touchdown, the game was already over. It was like 30-something seconds left. You had no worry. You could actually use the bathroom, make some food, maybe watch another television show, play some video games. You could do whatever the hell you wanted to do. That is what I've been trying to say. I'm not saying we have to blow out a team by 50 points, but just taking care of business and finishing teams off. That is what we have to do. Stay consistent. And that's what we did today. We were consistent today for the most part of this game. We got to do this. Now, if we can do this against some of the better teams in football, this would be extremely well for our playoff run. That's the question. If next week against Pittsburgh, if we can show that we can stay consistent for 4 quarters, if we can show, now we're going to take lumps. We're going to take lumps. But if we can show that we can play all 4 quarters of football, this is a Bills team that could make a deep run in the playoffs. But they got to show it next week. It starts next week against Pittsburgh. But, yeah, this was a great win. This is a great win for the Buffalo Bills. For 49ers fans, I know you guys are a little disappointed. I know there was a lot of 49ers fans who believe that they can beat the Buffalo Bills. Obviously, very disappointing result. I think they're actually still alive in the playoff race, so it is what it is. But I got to give the 49ers credit. Half their damn roster was watching from the box, from the nosebleeds, watching from home. Really nothing they can do. You got a backup quarterback in there. You don't got Nick Bosa. George Kittle's out. I mean, they had a lot of players that are just now starting to get into rhythm and starting to get healthy now. So, you got to feel bad for the 49ers. Just an unlucky year for them. But they played their asses off. They played with effort for 60 minutes. And, they'll be back. And trust me, they'll be back. They're really, really they're a coach football team. They're a really good coach football team. And, again, just hats off to the San Francisco 49ers for what they were able to do today. But anyway, guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, share the video, and also subscribe. If you guys want more Bills content, more NFL Weekly content, I'm your guy. I'm a person that will always get the videos out to you guys. And again, it also helps me out. It lets me and the guys know that you guys will just want more content from me. So, yeah, anyway, Jan716, AK Jan Sports. Have a good night. Stay safe out there. Peace.